Hi, guys. This is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show, the show that is not for entertainment purposes only. And today we have a very special show. And we have a special guest with us here today. Of course, Shannon, my co host, she's managed to be in here with us. She's having some internet issues, you might say, right now. And but Shannon's in the house, and let's check in with Shannon real quick and see what in the supernatural is going on with her, and then we're going to talk to Chris Maximus, which I've known now for a number of years, and we're going to go into some testimony and some additional things that y'all guys are going to get to witness with your own eyes and ears here very soon. So, hey Diana. So Shannon, what in the supernatural is going on with you today, my sister?
Well, as you had mentioned on a previous little video short the other day, just been dealing with a supernatural siege of insects of
Yep.
all kinds, of so many. Right now it's calm because the last battle I had, I pumped out my gospel angelic music from heaven. The warrior music was praying and kicking butt with ants. And so
I,
far, it's been okay.
yeah, I've been having a lot of. Oops, we lost Chris. Maybe he'll be back in a second. Hopefully, he will. Anyways, I've been having Dan too, our supernatural advisor. Dan has been having a lot of problem with insects, and we have me and Miss Kim here. We've had. She went out to the car the other day, opened the trunk, and the trunk had an actual bed of ants in it, eggs and all. The queen must have been in there, and literal bed of ants in the trunk of the car. When there's no food in there, there's no water in there, but yet they're in there. And to top that off, there was also a bed of cockroaches in the trunk of the car. I mean, well, it is what it is. It's just the truth. I mean, it sounds gross, like our trunk is somehow supernaturally gross, but it's not. It's just I can't
I
explain it.
I had to deal with I don't even like saying it, but maggots, and our trash wasn't even full. We had just changed it the day before. There was nothing super gross in there. It doesn't matter. They're up on it
Yeah,
right now. I mean that, and physical attacks. I know Dan is also going through that, but
and Dan
I've
said,
got some stuff going on, and.
and Dan said he was had what did he say? Well, he had first off, we had an enormous amount of there's Chris back. We had an enormous. Welcome back, Mr. Chris. We're still talking about the insect invasion.
Oh, yeah, I got a call from my health care people. Yep,
Okay,
I had the. It was great news. Good news.
if you have to take those phone calls, go for it. Okay, that's what's important. So, anyways, a couple more things about the insect things because I got a feeling there's a bunch of people out there having problems that are
Oh yeah.
unusual when it comes to insects. And there was a lot of people in the comments of that video that I put out saying, and it's just one thing we're supposed to pay attention to all things that are going on. Don't let little things slide under the rug and not be paying attention.
Right.
And 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 I pay attention, and I know you do, and Dan does as well. He said he was having beetles now. The cicadas kind of teetered off, and now there's beetles. He's got these beetles that are attacking the trees around the house where he's at, and there's just tons of them, and he can't do
Oh,
nothing about
no.
it. Or at least at the moment, he couldn't do nothing about it.
We
Hello,
had
Michael. Hello, Michael.
yeah, we've had those beetles up in the mountains up here for a long time. It's been a battle. I think it's called the bark beetle.
Yeah, something.
Wow.
Yeah, bark beetle. I think that's what Dan called it too.
Mhm.
So, y'all guys leave in the comments if you're having problems with bugs. Describe what's going on, if you would please. Now let's introduce y'all guys to our supernatural guest today, and I call him Chris, but he actually goes by Max Maximus. And Chris, I've been knowing now. I don't know exactly. Somewhere's give or take around 5 years, somewhere's in there. And he lives the next state up above me in North Carolina. It's not where he's at right now, but that's where his house is at. And I met him about, well, like I say, somewhere around 5 years ago. And at the time, uh, things were kind of, well, at the time, it seems like stay like this, but things were kind of rough. And Chris didn't know what was going on, but he was just trying to contact me to offer me help. And so he contacted me and said he had a house up there in North Carolina. He had an extra house, and he was offering for me to be able to go up there and stay for free, and just have his house and just kind of help keep it up and take care of it, maybe fix a few things, that kind of stuff. And he kept that offer open for me for a long time. I imagine the door was still open, matter of fact. But luckily, I've landed in a better situation where I've got a place under my feet now. So thank Father for that one. And just been communicating on and off with Chris now for years. And not too long ago, when I did get this place, or Miss Kim's place that her daddy left her, we got it. It got into the house and everything. Uh, we didn't have any appliances or anything, and or any furniture. Literally nothing. We had our clothes and a computer, this laptop, and that was about it. And once again, Chris stepped up and he said, "Daniel, I've got a whole household full of appliances over here, and I'll load them up and bring them down there to you." And so once again, Chris was stepping up to offer what he had selfless to me, you know, trying to help me again. And luckily it worked out where I actually didn't have to do that, because I had uh, Elaine, a sister named Elaine, got a hold of me, and she said that she wanted to purchase appliances for the house. And she did just that. She purchased us a refrigerator, washer and dryer, and a microwave to go in the house. And Elaine, I hope you're listening, and I still remember you and remember what you did. And more importantly, I know Father knows what you did. And but Chris has just been there offering to help over and over. Kind of like Shannon, she was out there for years offering to help. I'll help you with that. I'll help you with that. I'll help you with that. And I would always end up saying no, or not this time, but then it worked out. Right? And here we are now, a year and 1 week into the Supernatural show. And we've got a beautiful guest on here today, Chris. And Chris is going to now kind of give us tell us about himself, about his past, kind of like a testimony. And Chris is a really nice guy. He's a strong man, but he's very tenderhearted too. So, Chris, if you start crying, I'm going to cry with you. So we'll just be boo-hooing all of us here, because I know Shannon, she loves to cry.
I wouldn't say I love to cry. It just happens.
We'll try not to go there.
Yeah. So, Max Maximus. I don't know where you want to start, but kind of with the testimony kind of thing, you kind of start back somewhere at some point in some time in the past. I know you've had a very interesting life and done a lot of interesting things, but just start kind of wherever you want to and tell everybody that's watching a little bit about yourself.
Well, as I started at the beginning, my mother, she named me Christopher Perrin, P-E, like Liam Perrin's Worcestershire sauce. Christopher Perrin Maxwell. And by the time I was 11 or 12, I was a competitive swimmer, and I did everything to the max. And being a Maxwell, naturally, there was like 12 Chris's in the neighborhood, so I ended up being Max. And that's how I got that name. And then when I started my YouTube channel, I'm thinking, if these people have the gall to call themselves a king, some sausage mucker, fat-fingered punk calls himself a king, I can call myself a Caesar or a Maximus or whatever. So that's how I got that name. Other than that, I'm just a cool guy. I was raised in an upper middle class neighborhood in Charlotte, North Carolina. They integrated the schools in the 4th grade. Best thing that ever happened. I realized that everybody's the same. There's good and bad in everybody because they integrated the schools. Lots of force. You have to have. That was a great thing, wonderful thing for those children. Me. Let's see. Turned down a scholarship to Wake Forest. Walked on. They were going to give me a car, everything. I was swimming pretty fast at the time. And went into an apprenticeship and ended up being a steel fabricator. I built skyscrapers, high-rises, the Panther Stadium, Bobcat Arena, from apprentice to on-site superintendent, mechanical engineer on both stations. And then I ended my career closing my shop. I don't know, about 2015 is when I finally got it completely shut down. And then I kind of went into retirement. My ex-wife, we had never divorced, best friend, 22 years separated, married 42. Anyway.
Try to hold the mic just a little bit closer, Chris.
He was retiring and I was retiring, and I ended up heading to the hills and she ended up in a condo. And then she got cancer, and I came to care for her from the mountain house, and my son died in California, and then my wife died. And then
So
all in
your son passed of alcoholism, and your wife passed of cancer?
Yes. Similar cancer to mine, but below it was I forget what it's called. It wasn't the H. It was in the digestive tract, as in similar. Which is kind of weird because when it's in the digestive tract, it sends out hormones and different things, and it'll make you where you're much more emotional. It can make you hallucinate. When my wife was passing away, she passed her last 4 days. She pretty much had a mushroom trip the whole time. But she was having fun. It was funny. She kept telling me to quit crying. So we had a lot of fun that was past. And now I have it.
And you said now you have it?
I have the cancer, yeah. It's not the same cancer, but it's in the digestive tract, and it's got the same emotional aspects.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's got some kind of logical effect when it's in your gut. Your gut is you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's called HPV, or the human papillomavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to get into a little bit about today, and nothing that I say on this show today, or that Shannon or Chris states today, nothing that we state is considered to be medical advice. Okay? But we are going to share some experiences and share some links and some information with you today that may be outside of your normal realm of thinking. The first thing you have to understand, and we will get right back to you here, Chris, but we're talking about you. First thing you have to understand that I've come to realize is if you want to know what something is in this world, you look at its attributes. Okay? Attributes, meaning like what are the attributes, let's say, of a serpent. Okay. A serpent has attributes like they crawl on their belly. They twist and move in a toroidal type movement as they move. They have scaly type skin. They have a lot of times a forked tongue. They They make the sound of the S and the X sound. S and the X sound. They make that sound. And of course, they're called a snake. Okay. And so anyway, we're talking about attributes. So you look at how it behaves, what it looks like, what it does, how it affects the things around it, and try to analyze and figure out what it is by its attributes. So what are the attributes of what they call cancer? And I bind that word because that word is not what is going on here today. But cancer, if you look at the attributes of it, one of the most obvious things that you would see right away with most cancer patients is they have a problem keeping weight on, and they start losing a lot of weight, and it attacks different parts of the body and spreads sometimes throughout the body as well. And after I've spent a lot of time thinking about it, I'm talking about really years, I consider cancer to be a parasite, okay? Because it has the attributes of a parasite. It affects the person that's being attacked by it as if a parasite was within them. Now, it's not a parasite like a tapeworm necessarily. It's a different manifestation of a parasite. But if you start really looking at cancer, you'll notice that it has the attributes of a parasite. So therefore, what I would recommend for anyone who is watching, I'd recommend for you to go, after this is over with, I'd recommend for you to go to this website. The name of this website, matter of fact, let me create a little banner for it so nobody gets confused. My cancer story .rocks. My cancer story rocks. If I can type correctly. Jeez. Okay, my cancer story rocks. Let me change one more thing. Okay, there it is now. Okay, so let me add this. And let me put it on so people can see it. What I'd recommend you to do, to see that I'm not just making this up, that it is a parasite, if you go to this website, mycancerstory.rocks, it's not .com, it's .rocks. And I'm frozen for some reason. Come on. All right, can you hear me okay, Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay, my screen just froze for a moment there. If you go to this website, what you're going to see is the testimony of thousands of people. And computer's freezing again a little bit. Okay, it's back now. You're going to see that, oh boy, we're under attack. Okay, hang on, guys. You still hear me okay, Shannon?
Uh-huh.
Okay, mycancerstory.rocks. It's not .com, it's .rocks. And you're going to hear the testimony of thousands of people. You can go through this entire website. It's been here. He's updated it and changed a lot of things, but it's been here for years. And you can go here and you can read the protocol that this gentleman recommends. And it has to do, one of the things it has to do with is this. Because it is a parasite, you have to treat it like a parasite. Therefore, you can use this as one of the brands. The actual compound is named fenbendazole. Okay. And again, nothing I'm saying here, doing here is to be taken as medical advice. I'm simply sharing a website with you that's on the internet and sharing a product with you that treats parasites. And these products are available all over the internet. You can find them from different brands, meaning one's called Panicure and the other one's called Safeguard and so on. They range about $8 is where they start out at. $8. If you want a little bit stronger mix, it's $10, and a little bit stronger than that mix, it's $17. And they're available on Amazon. Like this is Amazon right here, and this is the one that I've used before because I'm a big guy, and this treats at a higher, has more of fenbendazole in it. And so I've used this one a number of times, not because I was diagnosed with anything, because I know that this parasite is out there, and I kind of want to nip it in the bud, you might say. So I've done a few rounds of this. Now you might think, well, how much am I supposed to take and all this kind of thing? You can go on this gentleman's website, mycancerstory.rocks, and you can click on the button that says the protocol up here at the top, and it'll tell you everything that he recommends, and it'll explain this guy's testimony and his story. It's all on this website, okay? And all the information of what you need to do if you're dealing with this parasite, what you need to do in order to beat it from a homeopathic standpoint. I spoke to a homeopathic doctor in reference to Chris's situation, and he told me, let me see here if I've got the little picture that I saved for this. Yeah, here it is. He told me these two things immediately when he responded. He said, black salve. I'm gotta nail down exactly what it means, but maybe there's only one type of black salve out there. And start fenbendazole immediately. I didn't bring that up to him. It was his first response, and he's a homeopathic doctor, and he's also a veterinarian. So he knows. And like I say, I didn't prompt him to say, what do you know about fenbendazole? He just hit me with this immediately when I asked him about it. So I would highly recommend anyone that knows anyone, get them to this website and get them going, because they say there's no cure for this parasite, but the thing is there's no cure for it only because there's no money in curing things. There's only money in treating things. You have to understand the psychology behind the medical industry. If they cured everybody, they wouldn't have no patients. They couldn't make the money they make. There's a lot of reasons. So there you have that information. I'll try to show it again before we're done. And I also have a few other things to show you in reference to Max. He has a YouTube channel. The link to that YouTube channel is below the video in the more section. And Chris also has a fundraiser going. Boy, isn't that a handsome fella? Golly, money. Good looking dude. Gotta look like me. You as pretty as I am. I don't know what to do about it. So, and also, just so y'all guys know, if you would like to speak to me or Shannon or Dan or anyone on our platform here, you can go to the website and you can hover over the home button, and you'll see Supernatural Consultations pops up. And you can click on that, and it'll bring you to this page, and you can submit to have a conversation with us. So maybe a prayer session, whatever it is you might need that would be good for you. Man, my computer's pitching a fit here, but we're going to keep ignoring it, keep going. So, come on, computer. My screen just keeps going white. Are you seeing this on your guys' side?
Yeah, it's white.
Yeah. Not just that screen, but my entire screen is completely tripping out. All right. So let's just try to keep going here. So let's get back to Chris here. So, Chris, tell us a little more about things and what you're going through and such right now.
Well,
when did you find out about what was going on and made you think something was wrong with your throat?
Oh, okay. I thought to myself, after losing my wife and son over an 8-month period, battling cancer, this, that, and that, I thought at least I got out of this with my health. And it wasn't a week later, I'm wow. You know, well, I got strep. So I looked in my throat and I see white back there. So I thought it was strep. So I started using my food grade hydrogen peroxide and distilled water mix. It always knocks my before, you know. And it would knock it back and then it'd come back. Knock it back, come back. And then a friend of mine, Steve Gray, from the Waffle House, he's like, dude, please go to the doctor. So he said, no, stay live, and go down the list. I went to quick bed. He took 1 month, said, you need to go to the emergency room. And then I was back. Having lost everything. Yeah.
So you're saying
my whole core people are all gone. I literally have no one in my life now that I've ever spent the night at their house. Or, you know, yeah. I have no core support anymore. And of course, people like Daniel, David, Waffle House, Steve Cray over there. I mean, you know, if it hadn't have been for like people like Martin Litke, just people reaching out to me from this, my activism comes from 9/11 deal with skyscrapers, builder all my life. Anyway. So, let me tell you how I found God. Daniel. I was had elbow surgery. I was a hard worker. I was a field supervisor. I didn't stay in the place. I did 18-hour days doing those. Anyway,
Chris, if
I
you
ended up with
we're having Chris,
Right.
we're having a little bit of problem with your mic. So if you're when you're moving, it's you're moving because you're a little nervous. I'm sure when you're moving and stuff, it's causing it to muffle and do some weird things with the mic. So if you can try to hold it off of your body maybe a little bit, so it's not rubbing against your shirt, it might help some. But please tell us again how you met God.
Okay, so I had elbow surgery, and it was bad. It was gnarly, gnarly, and that was ditch digger's elbow. I've always worked hard. A lot of calcium build up bones. Anyway, I got addicted to painkillers coming off it, and my daughter saddled up to me one day and she said, "If you don't get a foot, you're gonna die." And she was right. So I immediately rented a 1-bedroom house for 6 months at least, filled it with provision, and put myself in there, and put the last script for that OxyContin, the drug on the planet, on my mirror. And 6 months later, I walked out having found God sober. And man, let me tell you, I found God. Man. 3 days of on my knees, nights praying, and then the 4th day, he spoke to me with a roar that just shattered my. Yeah, it was beautiful. And from that moment on, my world changed. My friends changed. My world changed. I knew I was God's creation.
Mm-hmm. And so,
and then I became fearless at that point. That's where I became fearless. Yeah. And I just want to help people. That's all I've ever done is try to help people. Well, that's what fills my heart with joy. That's why I want to stick around a little longer. I'm not scared to meet my maker. Ready to go when he says, come on home. My bags are packed. But I'd like to stay and help. I'd like to be a remnant if at all possible, because I've got a lot of things to share. And I'd love for Daniel to do the thing, because talk about a wise man. Yeah, buddy, I'll shut up.
No, you're doing great, Chris. You're doing great in explaining, I'm sure what you went through. Normally people who do meet God, it's because when you have that really almost supernatural meeting with God, it's normally people who go through something really traumatic in their life. And I've been through that.
Daniel, I challenged him for 3 days. I was whoever that, not Thomas, the doubting Thomas, whoever. whoever it was that fought with God, I mimicked that. I literally fought with it. And on the fourth day, he pinned me to the ground and said, "Ha ha, gotcha." And from that moment on, I've been a blessed man.
Yeah, I remember you saying you want to help people, like you've offered for me several times. And I also remember the first time, well, let's see, what was it? Uh, there was another situation. Oh, I remember one of the first conversations we had actually was you were telling me about this lady who needed help, and you had tried to help her and do some things, and that some things weren't going exactly right, and you were feeling responsible. You were feeling guilty because you weren't able to fix her situation, or it was something like that. But I can tell you all the way along, that's what Chris has been doing is trying to. He's a big teddy bear like I am, and he's like me. He's hairy and a little rough around the edges, but Chris is just a giant teddy bear. He's full of love and he's full of care, and I can relate to that. And um, so, Chris, tell me a little bit too. I think you had some, which I know we've talked about this a little bit, but I think you had a little run-in with the Freemasons a little bit in your life as well. Do you mind sharing about that with us?
I married into a very Masonic family. My mother-in-law was Amaranth. My stepmother-in-law, after my mother-in-law passed, was Eastern Star. My father-in-law was 32nd degree Scottish Rite. And I was advised as a young man becoming a contractor that it would be advisable for me joining in so that I could join in on the bid rigging, which takes place within those lodges in those areas, which I did. And then I realized who they were, what they were, and I don't know, I've never been one, I can't stand a cheat, so it didn't fit right with me. I was trying to raise babies, trying to give them a chance, doing everything. I'm listening to my father-in-law, I'm listening to my mentors, and then it just dawned on me, and I wrote a letter of resignation, I put it on them, called them Satanists, which they are, at 32nd, they know, and and I got out of it. They harassed me for a couple of years. My company paid a little bit of a price, not much, but that was my story with the Freemasons. I learned a lot. I never did just hang out downstairs at the bar. That's all it is. They come and meet once a month and hang out at the bar and drink cheap beer and spend the lodge's money on whores. I was always upstairs in the library. And when my father-in-law became a 32nd degree, he got the Bible, which is Bulls and Dogmas. And I turned to page, I think it's 242, and I pointed out Lucifer. And that's when my father-in-law realized what had happened. And he took his ring off. And he had wore that ring since he was 19. He was in his 70s when he took it off. And when he died, he was no longer a Mason. He turned his back on when I showed him what, and he was so mad. He thought they were talking about it.
Hallelujah, indeed. It's good he got out of there before it's too late.
Yeah, and I don't mean to sound trite or anything, but I think that saved my father-in-law. So me pointing that out to him. God put me in a position to help. That man helped me, unbelievable, and put me in a position to help him. That's the way I feel about it.
Right.
He was a hell of a man, heck of a. He was a realtor, and half the time people didn't pay, and he's like, "Man, come on, we're having hard times, right?" So I literally had, when he passed away, I had people that owed thousands of dollars in back rent, and they would. That's what Dad said, so we just continued that until we liquidated the estate, and that's what I've been doing until I got this cat. And it's all gone. All I have is material things, and I don't care about it. I give them away. Like, bring them to you if you want that refrigerator. Yeah. So I got 3 households that have all passed away, and I've got all the stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you offered me to bring some of that stuff to me. Um, so Chris, what is what have you had done so far? Where are you at on your medical side of what they've once they've diagnosed you? What has happened since then? Can you tell us?
Yeah. Let's see. I come in, I'm diagnosed with cancer. Get put in the system. They start drawing a lot of blood, and then I'm at the house one morning and I cough real bad, and the tumor breaks, and there's a lot of blood vessels in the tumor, y'all. And it busts, and I can literally open my mouth and it's squirting across the room. I literally open my mouth, every beat. Oh my God! So I almost drowned and almost bled to death by the time I got them. They got that stopped. Sent me home. Did it again. That time, that's when they gave me the trach. Now I have a hole in my throat so that I can breathe without bleeding out. And that's what keeps me close to emergency rooms. I can't stay at my mountain house far away in case I bleed out.
So is there your trach right below your T-shirt there?
Yes, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
And then I got a belly tube because the tumor's in my throat and I can't swallow, so I got a belly tube. But they've had a hard time getting me the medical package. But I had some real good luck when you and I were setting up this, Daniel. My social worker called, my medical social worker for my UPS health insurance, and she said she has found, they call it Amera food, which is a Nestle medical, and they're going to ship it right to my door, right to this door, according to them. Yeah.
Okay.
I have that coming. That happened today. That's one because I'm losing weight so fast. I need some food bad.
So when did you? Yeah, you got a parasite, and plus you can't eat because they knocked a hole in your throat.
Yeah, and that big old tumor in my throat. It hurt.
Yeah, and he still has the tumor in his throat, and it's painful.
Now they wanted to lay me down and cut that tumor out, and I'm like, okay, tell me what all that's about, and they did. I said, well, now, okay, I'm low on blood. I came in here passed out, and I was at 7. If I'd have went to a 6, they would have gave me a transfusion. I was literally, a pint away from getting a transfusion. That's how much blood I'd lost. So I'm trying to build blood, and they kept taking blood from me 2 times a day, big old vials. I'm like, why are y'all taking half a pint and then half a pint? You're taking a pint of blood every day. I'm trying to build blood. I've asked you to store my blood, and I've asked you to delay the surgery until these things can be done and I can gain my strength. No, scheduled for Monday. They're going to cut my chin. Now get this. Take a vibrating saw, cut a cast off. Cut my chin, spread it open, go in, cut out the base of my tongue, about the size of your fist, cut it out, graft skin from here onto it. For 3 weeks, I'd lay there helpless. I said, no, you're not. Not. I'm gray, man. I don't even have any color. I'm so weak, I can't get up. You're not cutting me until I gain my strength. And that's when I left that. I fit.
And where was that at? What state?
Oregon.
So when you left North Carolina, did you go straight over to Oregon?
I went to first to Illinois to visit Stefan. For those who will listen to YouTube, beautiful man, godly man. And he was praying for me on the live stream the whole way, and he was a halfway point between Michigan. So I stopped there. And I was able to. I used cannabis for pain that opiates now, and it also fights cancer. It fights parasites. So I was able to procure some of that there. Got some sleep. My appetite came back. I was able to shove some food past the tempting. And then I moved on from there to Michigan to go visit Russell. Beautiful man. Oh, what a beautiful man. I met him through YouTube. And he helped me with a lot of things. And he was going to care for me, but his wife saw me bleeding one day, and he flipped out and couldn't handle it. So he couldn't do that for me. So I left there and I went to another lady that said she was going to do it and take care of me. And that's where I got in with this group, and she saw me bleed out, and she said, I can't do it. I almost died that day in front of her. And she said she couldn't do it. So I was left with nowhere to turn to. So I came here to 7 following of YouTube channel. And he's kept me at arm's length. He's told me fibs. He's not been straight up with me. And there isn't the things I need here. But at the same time, I have really good medical treatment right now at this point in time. That's why I'm staying here until my UPS case manager tells me my next step.
Where are you staying?
I'm
I mean,
staying
you don't
at the
have
Red. No, I'm staying at the Red Roof Inn in the Beachmont area of Cincinnati, Ohio.
So you're staying in a hotel.
Yeah, I can't afford it, but at the moment, I've had a couple of people donate. I've had two days worth donated to my whatever it is, FundMe channel, FundMe, GoFundMe. But yeah, so we're going to find out some. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hang on just a sec. Shannon, you're waving your hands. What's going on? Hello?
Well, she went back.
Hang on there, Chris. We got something going on here.
There we go.
Yep.
Are you back, Shannon? We can't see your picture, Shannon. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, we just can't see your face. Let me refresh my screen. I'll be right back. Stay where you're at, Chris.
Hello. Can you hear me now? See me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, Shannon, you're going to have to refresh because your video's not feeding. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're going to have to drop out, come back in or something.
Oh.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to continue talking with Chris here. So you're staying at the Red Roof Inn in Ohio, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is your plan on where you're going from there? Do you have kind of a plan at all right now?
Yes. My caseworker for my United Parcel Services caseworker, he's getting it. Okay, she said stay put until I get everything lined up. She said, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have you in a home and a pre-op and a post-op spot and a hospital and the whole team close enough to your mountain house that they will be able to transport you there when you're ready to be on your own. I was like, do what? Let me work on it. So that's what I'm doing.
When did you find that out?
Yesterday when I was
yeah, that's good news. So
yeah, I've had about 4 different caseworkers from my insurance and the different hospitals, and then of course from my UPS affiliation, and they have come together and said, "That's it. We're getting you help." So hey, there you go.
So okay, so you go back to the mountain house. Are they going to provide?
No. I'll go to a pre-op place, whatever, and then into surgery, and then out into that same, and it'll be post-op, and then when I'm ready to go home and I can care for myself, that's when they'll take me. Them. That's what they're trying to do right now.
Well, if that hangs in there and sticks together, that's a great improvement upon your arrangements, because as of even just yesterday or day before, you weren't sure, you didn't have this set up. You didn't have a place to be. So that's
I was out on a limb. Yeah, but they pulled me in under their wing. Man, there was 4 women, 4 or 5 different women. One of them has 36 years of experience, and the other ones were like, "Oh my God, Suzanne's here. We got this." So I have that on my side. God. Again, And UPS, I want everyone to know, when UPS saw what was happening to my family, 2 months after, and I'm going through all this stuff, you got to do a lot of hoops. If you've got investments and stuff, wow, there's a lot of stuff to do after your spouse passes. They bought my insurance for a year. UPS employees heard of my plight and paid for my health insurance for the year. I was worried about it. I was calling. I wasn't seeing it come out of our checking account. Our joint account had been closed. She's dead. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my health insurance. And then I got a call.
So UPS is paying for UPS. We're talking about the packaging delivery service, right?
Yes, sir.
They're paying.
Yeah,
Did you work for them?
my wife did. Yeah, I'm a UPS survivor is what it's called. Because
Okay.
I mean, when you have a spouse that works for UPS, you have a UPSer in the house. You don't have a spouse. They work hard. And she was a career girl. That's what she wanted to do. See, so that I backed her all the way. That's when we got married. She said, "I want to be a career woman." I said, "Well, okay, I want to be a daddy." She said, "Okay, you dad, and I'll be a career." Okay, that's what. She went with UPS, and I went as an entrepreneur, mechanical contractor.
Well, that's great news too. But let me ask you this: what's worrying you the most right now?
That I'm not going. That I'm going to find myself not able to maintain a minimum life standard that I've had. I'm just talking about a roof over my head and a phone in my pocket and a car to drive with it. I'm a little nervous about that not being within my reach after surgery. I'm incurring a lot
of expenses.
Yeah.
What are they estimating that it's going to cost for the surgery? Is there anything I'm wondering how much of the surgery and all the expenses are going to be covered by the insurance that you have?
I'm told it's good insurance, but I'm already getting bills in the tens of thousands after insurance. It shows the insurance payment, and then below it'll be. I've seen it $12,000 still owed so far, and I'm ignoring those bills at this moment because I got other things. I got to live first.
Right, can't be stressing over that.
They're going to haunt me with the Obama Affordable Care Act. And hell, they can come after your house if they choose to. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm pretty sure I'm targeted. I'm pretty sure my family was targeted, but I can't prove that. But I'm pretty sure that my son was drove crazy, my wife was given cancer, and so the reason I say I think that I was targeted is because I saw 60 on my phone for 3 days, and a week later I had cancer in my throat.
Yeah, I kind of suspect that as well. You're targeted in a way because of a number of reasons, some of which I experienced myself because of what we do. And I know Max has a YouTube channel as well, although how many times you've been terminated off of YouTube, Max?
I'm on my 20th and 21st channel. I have two. A backup is my 21st channel, and the one I'm operating, well, it's got strikes. So anyway, it's 20. I've literally lost 19 channels in 4 years.
19 channels. So
they keep pulling them down. Half the time I didn't even know what the hell they were pulling them down for, and I have lost the ability to appeal. I cannot use those Google functions. I don't even have the option to appeal.
This is Max's YouTube channel that I'm showing here. One of his ones that he currently has, and a lot of what Chris or Max, whatever I'm going to call you here, a lot of what he does is he speaks out and he tells the truth a lot of times. And of course, you know what that gets you. As I've had my channels terminated 4 times, although I've gotten a little better at figuring out how to protect it. But they definitely don't like us telling the truth. So going back to what you were saying about what you're the most afraid of right now, and that is just what's going to be left financially of you when this is done. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's financial, but it's lifestyle. I would like to be able to, feed myself and live in my home and go fishing once in a while and have a vehicle to drive.
So not about material things. It's more about just you being able to continue what you normally kind of.
Yeah. Right. Living an hour into the mountains, how need a vehicle?
Right. And I know you like to go out on the lake on your pontoon boat and go fishing and that kind of stuff. So
simple stuff though. I mean, really, I'm a simple man. I'm not a materialistic man at all. I don't need much. I need a hot plate, coffee maker, and a smile and a hug. I get along pretty well.
Right. I guess Shannon ended up having a problem where she couldn't come back, but I hope everything's okay, Shannon. And if anything's going on, you need my help, all you got to do is call me. I'll answer your call.
It's mainly the travel expenses that are incurring, and none of these are covered at all. I mean, I got to get my place.
Right. That's coming out of your pocket, whether you got a pocket or not. And like I said, guys, during the beginning of the show, let me show you again here real quick. Max does have a GoFundMe page, and it's linked below. And like he said, he's not. Oh, maybe there's Shannon again. Yep, there she is. Looks like she made it back. So I'm showing Max's GoFundMe page. If anybody that's out there would like to help Max out a little bit, I'm sure even $1 makes a difference for him, because he's incurring staying in hotels while he's waiting on medical care and playing that balance of how much cash am I going to go through and be broke and have to do something drastic, because Max does still own a house. It's over in North Carolina. He's in Ohio, and he's sitting there in a hotel waiting on, and he don't have the ability to work right now because he's got a hole in his throat, a hole in his gut. So, I think he would greatly appreciate it if y'all guys could see a way clear to help him out a little bit. Just simple things, simple amounts. Anything you could give would be greatly appreciated. And I just dropped the link in the comments to his GoFundMe page, so that way you can check that out. And I'm also going to put a link to his YouTube channel in the comments. So there comes the link to his YouTube, and before that is his GoFundMe. But Chris, when I invited you to be here today, one of the main reasons, because I know you can get good help and good care and assistance from the medical care industry. But I'm one, and I know you are too. You don't want to deal with the doctors, don't want to deal, because we've spoke about this kind of stuff before. But when you get in a situation where you got blood squirting out your gut, out of your mouth because you're bleeding out, you got to do something, go to the emergency room, right? But really what we're going to do today here is I'm going to pray for you, Chris, and I'm going to pray for Father in heaven to supernaturally heal you. Do you believe that Father has the ability to do that, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
He has the ability. It's just a matter of whether it's his will. And it matters about our faith as well. So I would like everyone that's in the comments, I would like for you to focus love towards Chris. The emotion of healing is love. Most of you don't know this, but many years ago now, Father revealed to me that I had the ability to, through his love, to be able to help people with problems they're having, including cancer and a number of other things, bad burns and all kind of things that Father has encouraged me to pray for certain people. It's not a decision I make. It's something that I get a push that keeps coming back. It's like, pray for that person. Because I don't go around saying, that's why y'all guys have probably never heard me talk about this before, other than maybe one other video that I mentioned it. It was like an interview. I don't mention it. I don't talk about it because it's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to have ego about doing these kind of things. This is a very special thing that Father can do when he chooses to. And I've been encouraged, pushed by the Holy Spirit to pray for Chris now for a while. And so I know Father is here with us today. And if you don't mind, Chris, I'm gonna say a prayer for you. And what I want everybody to feel that's in the audience, I want you to feel love. I want you to well up the emotion of love in your heart. And I want you to reach out in your mind. I want you to reach out to Chris and project this love upon Chris, upon Max here. And because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. That's what Father has taught me, is that love is the healing frequency. Love is the frequency of healing. So when we project our love all together towards Chris, and in our mind ask Father, because we're all going to do this together. It isn't just me doing this prayer. It isn't me just doing this supernatural healing. This is all of us, the children of the Most High, are going to do this supernatural healing together. So I'm going to bow my head. I'm going to speak some, and there might be times that I'm not speaking out exactly. But I would ask y'all guys right now to veil your eyes, because you're now going to be in the presence of the Father, the Most High. That's why you veil your eyes, because you're not supposed to look upon him. Father, you know, today when I was planning on coming and praying, doing this, I was kind of nervous about it, because I've never done this before live on a YouTube video or anything like that. And I started trying to think, well, what should I say or what should I do as to how to come to you, Father, and how to present this information. And then, of course, I reminded myself that I should never plan any of this. This should be on the spot, and this should be something that just flows out naturally, Father. And so here I am, Father. I have my brother Max here with us, our brother Chris here with us. I also have Shannon here, and I have hundreds, if not thousands, of other people here with us. And we're all reaching out, Father, and we're wanting to project and share our love with Brother Max, because we know that love is what conquers all. And we know that you are love, Father. And we know that if we reach out to you, that you hear us. You hear everything that we say, everything that we do, every thought we have. But this time, Father, we're coming to you on our knees. We're coming to you, Father, to ask you for supernatural healing for Max. Father, he's going through a lot right now. And he's a good man. He's been a good brother. He's offered to do so many things for me. He's selfless, Father. Yeah, I know you know Max. I know you know all these things. But I'm letting you know, Father, I know these things about Max. And he doesn't deserve to be going through what he's going through. Unless it's your will, Father. Unless there's something you're trying to teach him. Unless there's something that you're doing that's in your hands. Because you know better than I, because I could never know nothing. I would mess it up if I tried to handle it. So, Father, I'm bringing this to you. I'm bringing it here to you today. I'm asking you to send an angel to watch over Chris, to watch over our brother Max here, to send an angel to watch over him. And also send another angel, Father, to touch our brother Chris, to touch him and let him know that you're there, that he's going to be okay, and that there's a purpose to all this, Father. Because, Father, you promised us. You promised us, and Yahushua HaMashiach promised and told the people, Jesus Christ in English, he told the people that if we would come to you and humble ourselves, that we could do great things, even greater than Christ did. Those are Christ's words, not mine, Father. And I'm asking you today, Father, here in front of thousands of people, humbly, Father, I'm asking you to please repair Max's body. We know everything you do is in perfection, Father. And I'm asking you to repair and fix Chris's body. The medical industry, Father, we know we can't trust them. We know that they do things they shouldn't do, and we know that the medical industry itself overall is part of the white horse, which you warned us about in Revelations. But Father, he's been put in a corner. He's a little desperate, Father. But you, Father, only you, Father, can solve this today. You can solve it now, Father. So we don't have to continue with this. Can you not please, Father, for my brother Max, please, Father, repair his body. In your son's name, I pray, Father, Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, Yeshua Christos in Greek. I ask you, Father, to please. And now I'm just going to take a moment of silence over the next minute or so, and I'm just going to sit here and project best I can love, the emotion of love towards Chris. So if we'd all continue to bow our heads for another minute, and let's just focus on Chris with no words being said. Just focus love on Chris. All of you out there can do it. You're all part of this. A gathering like this is powerful. So just project love upon Chris, where he sits now in that hotel in the Red Roof Inn.
I love y'all so much.
I love you too, brother. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I love you, Father.
I love you too, Father.
My name is written in the book of life, and I know I come home when you call me, Father. You just let me know when, brother, what is my next step, and I am on it.
Father, I know that you've had me here. You've kept me here because I've been killed myself several times, Father. And you know this. And I know that Chris has a purpose, and he wants to continue serving that purpose. I know also, Father, that you have to send us through traumatic situations to get us to turn and walk the path sometimes that you want us to. I know, and I've learned through experience from about killing myself plenty of times, that that's how you've worked with me. But above all, Father, I ask that whatever it is and whatever happens, Chris has already told you he's ready. If you want to take him today, if you want to take him tonight, he's ready, but he's willing to stay in this hell and continue to fight in your name. So, Father, now we leave it up to you. I love you, Father. Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Holy, woo! Powerful, powerful stuff, Daniel. Wow, wow, I felt with love. Woo!
I give all the glory to our Father in heaven. I'm nothing but just
Jesus.
a
Yeah, baby.
service person.
What's your reason? Oh, yeah. Oh, huh. Yeah. Woo. I have the strength to take on 5 gods now, baby. Hell, thank
Well,
you,
Chris,
brother.
don't thank me, thank God, because none of this is about me. This is about our Father.
Lord in
And
heaven, hallowed be his name, my God. Father, creator of all, ever has been, ever will be. My God, my God, my creator, my Father. I love you. I love you, Daniel. Thank you so much.
you're very
Thank
welcome. Just
you.
do what I can do, but I can tell you the power of all the people projecting love towards you right now from around the world, because there's people watching from all over the world right now.
I'm
And the
flushed with it.
power, the literal power of that, and then projecting love towards you. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Mhm.
You know, it's a powerful thing. Shannon?
I'm
I,
almost as
I,
red as the surface, all this love.
I
Wow,
was
y'all.
praying and pleading the blood of Jesus the whole time.
Yeah.
That was pretty powerful. I'm really trying to compose myself here.
We want our brother Max to get back in the battle. You got a job to do, brother. So you go ahead and change your mind right now that this you're going to beat this thing.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going to
Oh,
check.
I'm going to beat it. Oh, there's no doubt. Yeah. I'm not giving
So,
up. That was
so
not
then
getting me, brother.
so then start making plans of what you're going to do in the service.
But
You're thinking about that, what you're going to do, and asking Father, how can I help? I'm
Jim
going to get out of
Davidson,
this. How can I help? What can I do? What do I need to do? Where do I need to go?
Jim Davidson, he needs a place too. And like I invited you to come to my home and stay with me in the hills. I would get saved, and he wants to start a ministry. I said, get your butt up here, man. I got 3 acres. I got buildings. Let's start a ministry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
is
maybe Jim, when I get better, Jim and I can put that together.
this picture right here is of your little house and your acreage right here, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
On your
Yes.
website. I mean, on
Yeah.
your YouTube channel. That's what I thought that was. So
Yeah, that's my home.
I've looked at it
Yeah.
on stuff
Yeah.
before. Well,
I
guys,
love that place.
I hope that all of you out there um, listening felt something out of this today and gained maybe even a little bit of knowledge out of what we're doing here and trying to do. There's no perfect way to do, whether it comes to praying or whether it comes to what we've done here today. There is no perfect way. You can't think, I can't do this because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing either. I just do it. And supernaturally, numerous times, actually every single time that I've ever prayed for anyone, that they were healed. And I don't say that with any ego because it has nothing to do with me. Miss Kim here, that's here with me now, she's had situations happen where I've had to pray for hers, where she spilled boiling grease on herself before, getting bit by nasty spiders, and in other situations that we've been through with her, that it took the prayer of God and the projection of love and being willing to walk into the fire. And when you love something enough to be willing to walk into the fire for it, there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power. So I am glad that everybody was here today and being able to see this. I want to show a couple of things here, a couple more things. Let's see. I want to remind everybody. Let me share my screen again here real quick. This is the website right here. It's called mycancerstory.rocks. And what this is this holistic method of battling parasites that get in your body. It doesn't matter if it's this parasite or a different version of this parasite. You can treat it with these things. These are natural things. This is the way God gave us things on this earth. Everything that we need is here. It's just a matter of finding it and understanding what it is that we actually need. And I'd love to spend another hour talking about how all that works. And like if you've got problems with your stomach, you need to be eating things that come from under the earth, like roots, things that are under the earth, because that symbolically is your stomach, because we are in the image, and this world is in the image of God and of the heavens. And I'd love to be able to spend another hour on that, but that's going to have to be another whole show. But if you know somebody that's having a hard time, tell them to go spend a day reading on My Cancer Story Rocks. And let me see, I've got another one to post it up here if I could, real quick. If my computer will stop tripping out. Yeah, I'm still battling computer problems, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see, where did it go?
I understand.
Yeah, I know you understand right now too, right? Anyways, it's called mycancerstory.rocks, and you need to go there and spend some time reading. There's a lot of information on there. You may well, depending on what you're looking for, it's going to take a good bit of reading. And there's also videos, tons of testimonials. But this is the way you are to attack parasites within the body using this method. This is a holistic method. There are no pharmacia stuff to be used here. So I would advise y'all guys to check that out. Again, Chris has a GoFundMe page here that he has put up, mainly to try to cover his costs of having to stay in a hotel while he's getting his treatment taken care of. The link to that is below in the more section of the video, and I'm dropping it in the comments again right now. So if you got it within your heart to care for other people that are going through hard things, this is a man who gives of himself to everyone that he meets. And now here's a day finally comes where he needs someone to give and help him a little bit. Chris has never come to me and asked for nothing. He's only offered over and over and over. And so I think he's a righteous and deserving of some assistance. So I put that link out there for his GoFundMe. Again, if y'all guys, anybody needs to speak to me privately, Chris does YouTube, so he was comfortable enough with us doing this publicly. But I understand not everybody wants to get on YouTube. And so you can go to the website. If you want to talk to me privately, you can go to the website, hover over the homepage, and you'll see it's called Supernatural Consultations. You can click on that and come here and schedule yourself an opportunity to speak with me, Shannon, or Dan. So let's see here. And one of the main things you're going to see on this website here is this stuff, the fenbendazole. It is a parasite killer. So yep. Let's see. Was there anything else, Chris, that you wanted to say or specifically talk about before we wrap up today?
Not necessarily. No. I've been asked over and over and over if I'm allergic to anything, and I have a standard answer, and it's mean people. Hang on, someone's knocking at the door.
Okay.
I think I'm allergic to mean people too. That yep.
So what, Shannon?
But I think I'm allergic to mean people too.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, yeah. I've dealt with plenty of them.
That was my beautiful neighbor I met, elderly man. He brought me a bucket of ice.
Nice.
That was sweet of him.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
All right. Well, then, guys, I hope that y'all guys out there that are listening take seriously the information I've given you about going to mycancerstory.rocks and checking that out if you know someone that's having problems or if you're having problems. You have to understand that these things are nothing in this world is what they told us it was. They lied about basically everything. And you have to realize that that's the case, and that there is no profit in curing cancer. There never will be a profit in curing it. But God put everything we need here, and it's already available. And of course, you can always take it to the Father himself and talk to him about it as well, which you should be doing as well. But all that being said, Shannon, you have any thoughts before we're going to get out of here and let Chris get some rest?
I just wanted to say I understand with all of the oxycodone, and I went through something very similar with my spinal surgeries and being addicted to the pills, and it was the moment I came to God too, getting off of all of that. And I just wanted to say I feel you, and I pray the precious name and the precious blood of Jesus over you. And it's just such a wonderful thing to have met a beautiful earth angel. Thank you for having me a part of this show, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
thank you for being here.
Chris is a big, growly teddy bear like myself. So I appreciate you being here, Chris. I appreciate all y'all guys in the audience. And I'm looking forward to seeing you doing a whole lot better here in the coming hours, coming minutes, the coming days. I love you, my brother, and I love all you out there. And we'll see you next time here on The Supernatural Show. Bye now.
I love you all.
And Father,
you're an incredible man, Daniel. You're an incredible man, Daniel. I love you, sir. Thank you for being here, Shannon. And thank everyone in the chat here with us. Thank y'all.